Why doesn't the southern US grow coffee instead of tobacco? Why doesn't the southern US grow coffee instead of tobacco? If you're from the southern United States, you know that tobacco is a big crop in this region. But have you ever wondered why coffee isn't grown here instead? There are a few reasons for this. For one, coffee requires a longer growing season than tobacco does. Additionally, coffee plants are more sensitive to frost and thus wouldn't do well in the southern climate. And finally, the type of soil that is ideal for coffee growth is less common in the south. So while it might be nice to have locally grown coffee in the south, it's just not practical given the current conditions. However, who knows what the future may hold? With changing climates and new innovations in agriculture, anything is possible. There are many reasons why exporting tobacco might make sense to the southern US, but they could be better. It is a cash crop that brings in a lot of money for US farmers. It's also grown in fields that do not require irrigation or chemical pesticides, since it can withstand hot sun and drought conditions if necessary. But there is one major downside. It is heavily taxed by government agencies like the FDA. Why doesn't the southern US grow coffee instead of tobacco? Introduction. It's a fair question, and one that we get asked a lot. After all, coffee is grown in tropical regions worldwide. So why not the southern United States? There are actually a few reasons why coffee doesn't grow well in this part of the country. First, coffee is a finicky plant. It needs just the right combination of sun, shade, and water. The southern US is generally too hot and sunny for coffee, which prefers a more moderate climate. Second, coffee plants are susceptible to changes in temperature and moisture. They can be harmed by cold snaps or droughts. The southern US has both weather conditions, making it difficult to grow coffee successfully. Finally, tobacco_o is simply easier to grow in the south. It's a hardy plant that can tolerate extreme heat and drought. For these reasons, tobacco_o has been the traditional crop of choice in the southern US for many years. What is coffee? Coffee is a brewed drink prepared from roasted coffee beans, the seeds of berries from the coffea plant. The two most common types of coffee beans are Arabica and Robusta. Coffee plants are cultivated in more than 70 countries, primarily in equatorial Latin America, Southeast Asia, and Africa. More than half of the world's coffee is produced in Brazil. Coffee is a significant export commodity, estimated to have generated $74 billion in revenue in 2016, up from $50 billion in 2009. The climate in the southern US is better suited for tobacco than coffee. The climate in the southern US is better suited for tobacco than coffee. It requires a warm, humid environment to thrive, and the south of the US has plenty of both. Coffee, on the other hand, prefers cooler, drier weather. The southern US is simply too hot and humid for coffee to grow well. Tobacco is a more profitable crop than coffee. Tobacco is a more profitable crop than coffee. In the United States, it is grown in the south because the climate is conducive to its growth. The soil in the south is also rich in nutrients that tobacco_o plants need to thrive. It is a labor-intensive crop, which means that farmers can make more money per acre of tobacco than they can for other crops like corn and soybeans. Growers in the United States have increased their profits by mechanizing their operations and growing higher-yielding tobacco varieties. They have also benefited from government programs that have provided them with financial assistance and subsidies. These factors have allowed growers in the United States to remain profitable even as demand for tobacco products has declined recently. There is more of a demand for tobacco in the US than coffee. According to the International Coffee Organization, the United States is the world's leading importer of coffee, importing over $19 billion in 2016. The United States is also the world's second-largest consumer of tobacco, with Americans consuming over $27 billion worth of tobacco products in 2016. There are several reasons for more demand for tobacco in the United States than coffee. First, tobacco is more addictive than coffee, and many Americans start smoking at a young age. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, nearly 21% of high school students smoked cigarettes in 2015. In contrast, only about 2% of adults drink coffee every day. Second, tobacco is cheaper than coffee. A pack of cigarettes can be bought for less than $5, while coffee from a cafe can cost upwards of $3. This price difference means many Americans, who would otherwise choose to buy coffee instead, turn to tobacco when on a budget. Third, tobacco companies have been marketing their products to Americans for centuries and have successfully done so. In contrast, the coffee industry is relatively new to the United States and has yet to have as much time or money to invest in marketing and advertising campaigns. Fourth, there are still a lot of stigmas attached to coffee drinking in some parts of the United States. Many people view coffee as an unhealthy habit and are turned off by its bitter taste. Thank you for watching. CoffeeEternal.com